Hey guys, Richard Scouten, Remountain Horsemanship, up here at the historical, infamous Highland Farms with this real nice little yeller colt again. I'm going to introduce his flag to him. First thing I'm going to do is not try to get him to sniff the flag. First thing I'm going to do is make this flag a little smaller so it doesn't scare him. That flag whipping around can sometimes be a little too much for him. So I'll make it smaller so he has less of a chunk to eat. What I'm doing here is I'm kind of coming in towards him and bringing it back. If I brought it in towards him and he pulled his head away, then I would retreat my flag. Approach and retreat. Now as I'm coming in here, he's kind of going to sleep on me. So that's a good sign so I can rub on him. Rub on him with that flag. If I can rub on his nose, rub on his forehead, then I'll rub his jaw. Rub his jaw, go down his neckline. If any time I'm going back towards his rump, he gets tight, then I'm going to retreat back up here. If he didn't flinch up here, then he's telling me that he's okay with it. If I start drifting back there and he gets kind of, oh, I don't know about that orange flag, I'll say, hey, it's all right, old yeller. We'll just come back up here and rub on you. So just approach and retreat. If at any time he were to get kind of bothered and squirt out, same thing when I was leading him. I would just let him drift, and I'd walk back towards his hips, have him stop, turn, face, and wait. The last thing I'm gonna do is start flapping this stupid flag and scare the bejeebers out of him. I try very hard not to scare my horses. I'm standing out here kind of off to the side and forward, so I'm kind of out of the kick zone. Good. When I cross over the spine, what's going to happen is he's going to see the flag in his left eye, but as I cross that spine, all of a sudden it's going to appear in his right eye. So as I cross his spine, it's going to disappear, and then when I get over the spine into his right eye, it's going to all of a sudden appear. So I flirt with that. I just kind of rub on him, push it over, bring it back. Rub on him, push it over, bring it back. If I went over there too fast, you can see my flag's kind of unraveling. That's totally fine. If I go over his spine too fast and I scare him out of that right eye, well, I'm standing on the left side. So I can scare him right into my lap. And he's a little guy, but he can still hurt me when he lands on me. And I'd rather not have that happen. So just nice and slow. I'm watching his reaction, I'm watching his ears, so this flag dropped all the way over the other side, and what I'm waiting for is that. I'm waiting for his mind to check into what's going on the right side. Like that, there he goes. And I'm doing it nice and slow. I'm not flapping it, I'm not making a lot of noise. I will eventually, but today ain't the day. Good. I'm telling you, there's a little flinchy there. When it gets kind of flinchy, I'm not going to up the pressure or the commotion. I'm just going to keep it steady. Just pet him. He thought this thing might be kind of scary, and I'll just turn it into a nice scratching post for him. He's starting to lose a little bit of hair. I can kind of help him with that. Good boy. Go down the rump, outside of his legs, inside of his legs. Nice and slow. If at any time he were to retreat from me, I just let him drift, take his hips away, start back on top of his body, and work my way back down. Ain't that right, big guy? A lot of times we get in our heads that we want to control our horse's hips, barrel, shoulder, neck, and nose, and get them confident with things at their hip, their barrel, their shoulder, their neck, and their nose. But we also want to get them confident with things on top of them and below them. So from the tip of their ears to the bottom of their feet, they need to be able to handle all of this stuff. And all of this groundwork is just a precursor to everything he'll be exposed to for the rest of his life. Blanketing, farrier work, vet work, all of this stuff. If he wants to nose me, put his wet little nose on me when I'm doing all this, well, that's fine too. If he walks away, I walk towards his hips. Take his hips away. hey buddy, we're still having a little conversation. You don't have to leave me yet. And then I go back to doing what I was doing. Once he's okay being rubbed on, then I can start to add a little bit more commotion. Hips. Slide my hand down that rope, take his hips. Hey, thanks for stopping, bud. Rub him with that flag. Drift back towards his hips. I'm keeping my flag on him right now, and then when he stops, I'll take that flag away. So if he thinks he needs to escape the flag, I'm gonna try to keep that flag on him, and then when he stops, then I'll take that flag off. In about a year, this will be a saddle pad. Take the hips away, ask him to stop, and rub him. Little scary thing, take his hips away, and rub him. Yeah, you're okay. He says, this has never been done to me before, I don't know what's going on. But that's when I just become a calm, assertive, confident leader, telling them everything's gonna be all right. Good. Look at that. Much better. Take his hips away, rub on him. Good boy. These little guys don't have too much of an attention span, and I certainly don't want to work him to the point where he starts to realize that work sucks and he doesn't want to do it anymore. So I'll find a stopping spot. Like right there. He thought about leaving, but he didn't. So for me, and he's licking and chewing, so that's a good spot for me to stop. Tell him he's a heck of a little guy. He's got a bright future in front of him. Backed up real nice. Lead him forward a little bit. So soft. So soft. So that's a little bit more on working with these youngins. I think old Yellow's gonna do just fine. Thanks for watching, guys.